Hello, my name is Simon Barton, and I'm going to talk about Marjan Satrapi's style in Persepolis. First, Satrapi's use of page layouts is an interesting stylistic choice. Most of the pages contain 5 to 9 small panels filled with lots of dialogue and narration. This minimal linear layout creates a fast-paced storytelling flow, where short moments of time are passing in between each panel. Satrapi is able to cover 4 years of her life in 19 chapters using this technique, while also providing historical context. In contrast, a small number of pages contain large, towering frames that intricately display or allude to major events from Satrapi's life. With these grand layouts, Satrapi is able to denote thematic or personal importance, as well as increase the length of time that exists in a single frame. Another substantial style choice is Satrapi's use of backgrounds. More often than not, the backgrounds are completely blank throughout the book. Compared to comics like The Adventures of Tintin with colorful and realistic adventure settings, Persepolis is visually drab. The blank backgrounds focus the attention of a particular scene solely towards the characters and puts a heavy emphasis on dialogue. The blank backgrounds also help to demonstrate the amount of oppression and political scrutiny surrounding fashion and many other of the Iranians' freedoms during this time. The total lack of any art or aesthetically pleasing surroundings is palpable from beginning to end and produces a feeling of restrictiveness. If there are backgrounds, they are often simple or partly finished abstractions that provide only a general idea of where a scene is taking place. Almost everything that can be seen in the background world is comprised of a chalkboard at school, cars on the streets, and a few bleak trees. Through backgrounds, Satrapi wants to make a clear point of the constant, unending, and repressive regime during the revolution. Next, Satrapi uses the light-to-dark ratio in an intriguing way, mainly to depict when a character is reflecting on misfortunes and experiencing a very negative emotion like terror, despair, or grief. If a character is engulfed in varying degrees of shadows, or an entire frame is shaded, then Satrapi is indicating the grim and joyless impression that was created by that emotional moment. This is an especially effective technique because the images are so visually noticeable and because Satrapi uses it so infrequently. The line style is likewise plain for most of the novel. Motion lines are sparse, but the most common use is to display violence. The high level of iconic abstraction allows Satrapi to amplify the bloodshed in a cartoon style with swift and jagged lines or flying limbs and billowing clouds. The distinct action icons allow Satrapi to discuss the morbid nature of living through a war and to emphasize the prevalence of the intense brutality without actually illustrating it. The opposite type of line style is Satrapi's swirling dream state lines that let a character's emotions and environment become one. These panels are a clever tool to highlight the gravity of concern or wonder that a character feels. Lastly, while detailing her interpersonal experiences, Satrapi's camera positioning cleverly uses angles of perspective to realistically mimic the vantage point of a kid. Certain frames with her parents and other adults invoke feelings of frustration from discipline and confusion from contextual misunderstandings that every person feels as a maturing adolescent. Additionally, other frames with close-ups of Satrapi and her peers playing and telling schoolyard stories conjure up the universal feeling of the simplicity during childhood. Overall, I think that the camera positioning in Persepolis was designed to assist the reader in living through her character's complicated saga.